What is freaking good, YouTube? The Flash is finally back after its 3-week break, and I believe there'll be no more breaks to the end of the season now, thank God. So this will be a breakdown for episode 18 versus Zoom. So I'm not going to break down the whole episode, I'm just going to break down the main points. So we find out that Zoom, aka Hunter Zolomon's background, that's the main aim of this video. So essentially Hunter Zolomon's dad comes back from the war, kills his mother in front of little Hunter Zolomon, and then his dad goes to prison, I believe, and essentially he gets his powers when they're putting him on the electric shock chair, and then the accelerator particle accident happens, and that is how Zoom got his powers and did all that shit. And so Zoom essentially on Earth 2 is a serial killer. As later on into the episode, Harrison Wells from Earth 2, who's now on Earth 1, a bit confusing, he goes Hunter Zolomon, and then he brings him up and shows everyone that he's actually a serial killer. So Team Flash have the upper advantage when they're going to fight. So essentially he's a serial killer, the opposite to the Flash. But what's interesting is the Flash, obviously the Reverse Flash killed Barry's mum, and Barry's father got the blame for it and ended up in prison. So both of their fathers ended up in prison, one for killing his mother and one for being accused of killing his mother. So that complexity is kind of cool. So that is the kind of main background knowledge of Hunter Zolomon. And also we see Cisco, aka Vibe, learning some new powers. So on Earth 2 we see the Vibe could do a lot of crazy shit. So they modify the glasses so that Vibe, aka Cisco, can actually open up a breach to Earth 2, and that is how Zoom gets back across. And also he can make kinetic like telephone calls. He can essentially talk to people on different Earths, which is pretty cool. Barry gets his speed and is actually 4 times faster than he's ever been due to the silver thing that I'll put a picture somewhere there. So and the cool thing is Barry's like, oh, this looks lame, can you modify it? So he modifies it so it looks cool. It's the same thing that the Reverse Flash had to kind of get the speed. They're still breaking Wally West in slowly. He moves in with his dad, Joe West, so that will probably develop into him becoming a version of the Flash, as we all know, at some point, and him being on board with Team Flash, which I presume will happen as later on in the episode we found out that Zoom took Wally West hostage, and Barry had to essentially give up his speed to get Wally West back. So he basically he basically gave up his speed for Wally West. So what the fuck? So basically the Flash has no speed, and yeah, obviously he's going to get his speed back in the next few episodes, and I presume Wally West is going to find out who the Flash is very soon. So so Barry and Zoom have a race into Star Labs, and basically Barry owns him, and he puts a trap up, and in this trap there's a picture of his father that makes him stop, a picture of his mother that makes him stop, and then he gets trapped in this thing. His leg gets trapped, and then Barry thinks he's gotten caught, and then Zoom's like, you can't lock the darkness up, and then he breaks free, and I presume that is when he went to get Wally West and take him hostage. So yeah, we've learned a lot about Zoom in this episode, in this little breakdown. But the most kind of messed up thing is their explanation of the doppelganger. So essentially Hunter Zolomon is Jay Garrick. As far as I know, Jay Garrick does exist somewhere, but not on this Earth. So they're trying to tell you that Hunter Zolomon wasn't in 2 places at once. He basically went back and got Hunter Zolomon at a different time. So the Hunter Zolomon who we seen, who everyone was calling Jay Garrick, was Hunter Zolomon from a different time, and he agreed to fake his death or kind of be killed by Zoom. So their explanation of the doppelganger is really weak. So Hunter Zolomon's men have no feelings or anything, but right at the end of the episode, well, Caitlyn's going, if you ever had any feelings for me, you won't kill the Barry, blah blah blah, and he takes Caitlyn, so I presume what he felt for Caitlyn was actually real and not fake, as it ended with Caitlyn being taken hostage by Hunter Zolomon. I'm not going to call him Jay Garrick because Jay Garrick doesn't exist to me anymore. But the interesting thing is this masked man. I mean, who is the masked man? I mean, you could say the masked man could be Hunter Zolomon, aka Zoom's actual dad now, because when he was asked who's in the masked man, he said, "You wouldn't even believe me if I told you." So I'm still going to go with, it could be Wally West from Earth 2, as we still haven't seen him. Could be Henry Allen's dad from Earth 1, as he's kind of disappeared. Or it could be Zoom, aka Hunter Zolomon's father. That's the three people I'm going with. So a quick breakdown is, we found out that Zoom's past. We found out that Barry can go faster than Zoom. And we found out that Barry lost his speed. And also we found out that there's going to be some Iris and Barry kind of fondue. It looks like Iris has got some kind of feelings for Barry again. So I think by the end of the season there's going to be some kind of kiss, or I'm pretty sure they're going to get together in season 3. And we found out that Zoom took Wally West, and then Barry gave up his powers, and then basically Caitlyn has now been captured. So that is the breakdown. Anyway guys, like, subscribe and comment, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.